I want you to imagine a place, not a place of noisy cities, but of a vast, profound silence. A frontier made not of soil, but of ice. This is the Arctic, and right on its front line stands a nation whose very identity is being reshaped by the Great Thaw.
You know, this is really the story of Canada, a country we often think of as, well, quiet and peaceful. But right now, it's facing a defining test at the very top of the world. Because the answer to that question, it's being decided as we speak, in the cold, contested waters of its north.
For centuries, the polar ice cap was this permanent, frozen fortress. But as that ice melts, it's so much more than just an environmental story. It's actually the start of our story. It awakens Canada's long-dormant northern ambitions and suddenly shoves it onto a brand new global stage.
So let's be really clear about what we mean when we say Arctic frontier. This isn't just empty, frozen space anymore. No way. It's a new arena for power, one that's been unlocked by climate change. It holds an absolutely immense amount of untapped wealth and strategic shortcuts that could completely redraw the maps of global trade. And believe me, the world is paying attention.
And what's at stake for Canada here? It's just staggering. We are talking about a massive front line that really defines its whole northern identity. This isn't some distant colony. This is a core piece of the nation's future. And the scale of the challenge that comes with it, it's just epic.
Right at the heart of this whole drama is a legendary waterway, and it's become the first big test of Canada's resolve. I'm talking about the Northwest Passage. If Canada is going to secure its Arctic destiny, it has to secure this gateway first.
And this slide just lays out the core conflict perfectly. On one side, you have Canada stating very firmly, "These are our internal waters. This is our sovereign territory." But the rest of the world, and that includes some of its closest friends, sees it totally differently. They call it an international strait, open to everyone. As the ice disappears, this stops being a debate for academics. It becomes a real clash of wills.
Now, every story has its trials, and Canada's first one is its relationship with that giant to the south. The United States is, without a doubt, a critical ally, but it's also this constant, powerful presence whose own interests in the Arctic don't always line up with Canada's.
Just look at the sheer scale of the economic link between the US and Canada. It's mind-boggling. This isn't just some friendly trade partnership, it is an absolute lifeline. And that deep, deep dependence makes everything complicated. It makes it incredibly hard for Canada to chart its own course in the Arctic, if that course goes against what Washington wants.
So the key takeaway here is that this whole relationship is like a delicate dance. Through NORAD, their security is completely tangled together. Their economies, you can't separate them. And yet, on this crucial issue of who controls the Arctic, they're on different pages. Canada has to somehow navigate all of this as the junior partner, while still trying to carve out its own path.
But the American giant isn't the only other player on this icy stage. Oh no, the plot is about to get a lot thicker, because some formidable new challengers are showing up, and they're turning this northern frontier into a crowded global arena, making Canada's journey a whole lot more dangerous. First up, the old rival, Russia, a true polar titan with a long and pretty intimidating history in the high north.
See, Russia isn't just there, it is actively militarizing its northern border. We're talking reopening old Cold War bases, rolling out new nuclear-powered icebreakers, even deploying hypersonic missiles. This massive buildup is dramatically raising the security stakes for Canada, and really for everybody else.
And then, from way, way outside the Arctic Circle, another power arrives. A power with zero northern coastline, but with just immense ambition: China.
China has made this very strategic move to declare itself a near Arctic state. Now, that's a bold claim, right? And it's designed to do one thing: justify its growing investments, its scientific missions, and its presence along these new shipping routes. It's a clear signal that the Arctic is not the exclusive club it used to be.
And yet, for all these outside pressures, maybe the biggest challenges are the ones coming from within. The promise of the Arctic is huge. We're talking vast reserves of oil, gas, minerals, but that promise is matched by incredible internal trials. The sheer cost and danger of getting it out of the ground, the fragile environment, and most importantly, the rights of the Inuit, the people who have called this land home for millennia.
And so here we are. This is kind of the climax of the story. All these pressures from the outside and from the inside are all coming together at once. And Canada finds itself in this incredibly precarious spot, like a nation walking a tightrope over a vast, icy canyon,
where just one single misstep could mean disaster. This is the tightrope Canada has to walk. It has to assert its sovereignty over waters that others claim are free. It has to ensure its own security against rivals who are beefing up their military. It wants to pursue economic development, but it has to do it sustainably, while honoring its deep, profound duty to Indigenous peoples. And it has to do all of this while managing that complex, vital, and sometimes tense alliance with the United States. But here's the thing. This story, it doesn't have an ending yet. Not even close. The final chapter of Canada's role in the Arctic, the destiny of its north, is being written as we speak. The ink is not yet dry. And in the end, that's the real truth of it, isn't it? Canada's success up there isn't guaranteed just because of its spot on the map. No, it's going to be forged by its actions, by its courage, by its vision, and by its ability to actually lead in this complicated new world. So, we're left with this final massive question. As the ice keeps melting and the whole world starts rushing in, is this northern giant going to rise to the occasion and master its Arctic destiny? Or will it be mastered by the immense forces now converging at the top of the world?
At Geotectonics, our mission is to uncover these profound tectonic shifts, offering clarity in a world of complexity. If this analysis deepened your understanding, please like this video to support our work, share it with others who seek real insight, and subscribe to Geotectonics to ensure you never miss our next deep dive. We'll continue to explore the crucial geopolitical movements that define our time. Thank you for joining us.